What's good? What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Corn CB. I'm back with another motherfucking reaction video. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? Today's one was reacting to what everybody got wrong about Squid Game film theory. You know what I'm saying? I want to see what he got wrong, or what we got wrong about the Squid Game, cause I was digging deep into that motherfucking film. That was a good film. If you guys haven't watched, I recommend you guys to watch that shit, cause that was a good film. It was a good film. You know what I'm saying? But it had like a lot of deep messages to it too. You know what I'm saying? If you got your eye open, you will understand what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? But I just saw this on my recommendation, so I just decided to react to it because Squid Game was one of my favorite Netflix series in a long time, which had me off my damn seat. You know what I'm saying? But you guys should give a thumbs up, you don't give a thumbs down. I don't know why. I really don't care. Just until you want to see more reaction videos from me or any other videos from me, make sure you guys go on my channel and check out my videos. You know what I'm saying? But without further ado, let's get straight into this video. Let's get it. 3, 1. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Full screen. Let me turn it up.
You're thrown into a series of 6 mystery games with 400 other players. A pot of $44 million is on the line. More importantly, if you lose, you die. Other channels have covered the tactics to winning the specific games. And honestly, the show itself does a pretty darn good job of showing you creative solutions to its various puzzles. But
I'm not gonna lie, if I was in Squid Game, the game I think I probably lost was the one where they was on the glass, or the one they cutting thing open with the cookies and shit. If I would have had an umbrella, I would have lost for sure. Cause what's up, ready to do? Look at the video.
hey, we're gonna help you survive when you're going in blind, just like the contestants. This is how to survive the Squid Game.
Okay, let me see.
Mild spoiler warning for some of the games and strategies. Hello, Internet. Welcome to Film Theory, the show that's brought to you by our totally not made up sponsor for today's episode, USB Power Banks. Are you an off-duty police officer who went out of your way to infiltrate a secret society?
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. He was a cold motherfucker. So I want to say what happened to him at the end, but he a cold motherfucker. He was smart though. He was a smart motherfucker. And he played the game so well, bro. He played that game so well, bro. It's about the video.
Running a brutal death game in the hopes of discovering a long-lost family member? If so, a USB power bank is the product for you. This device fits in your pocket, it's smaller than a cell phone, and can keep your camera powered for days on end, so that when you do finally perform a miraculous escape from Death Game Island, you have more than a few minutes of video and a 50-word notepad file to show for your efforts. USB power banks. Seriously, what were you thinking? Anyway, I finally got around to watching Squid Game, along with most of the rest of the US at this point, and I loved the series. It was tense, it was clever. It was also completely misunderstood by everyone watching it. You see, the thing is being called the next Hunger Games, the new Battle Royale, the cinematic version of Fall Guys. And the thing is, these comparisons really missed the mark because fundamentally, this isn't how the games in the show work. And if you're one of the people making that comparison, it's likely gonna get you killed. Don't worry, most of the characters in the series fell into the same trap, and well, let's just say it didn't.
That's the game I would have lost.
No fear, Matt Pat is here. By the time you're done with this video, you'll understand the real way to survive the 6 rounds of playground games, regardless of what individual challenges you're faced with. So the next time some random guy in a subway offers you 100,000 won to flip his paper square, or when season 2 finally launches, because let's face it, this smash hit is absolutely getting itself a sequel, you'll be prepared to survive the Squid. So pay attention. The information today might just save your life and make you rich in the process. For the 10 of you out there who still haven't watched Squid Game, here's the briefest of summaries just so you get through today's theory. Keon is a down-on-his-luck gambler who's in dire need of some cash. He's got loan sharks after him. His mother can't afford her.
Yeah, I offered to explain too. He's the main character. I mean, I have to say this. In order to survive the Squid Game, you gotta be the main characters of the TV show. If you just an extra, your ass is gone. I'm sorry, you gone. You is gone. You dying. But that's the main way to survive the Squid Game. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, everybody that was playing the game, that was playing the Squid Game, they put their life on the line to win the gajillion dollars. You know what I'm saying? Each person that died, the money goes up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that was playing that shit, that was a debt. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Yep. And the circle is the lowest. Y'all know the circle, the triangle, and the square. That's represent the level of ranking. You know what I'm saying? The circle is the lowest. The triangle is the middleman. The square is the big boss, and they got something in with a black suit, a black mask. That's the main boss. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. Let's watch this video.
Surgery, and on top of that, he's gonna lose custody of his daughter because he can't afford to pay a lawyer. Desperate, he agrees to play the highest stakes game imaginable. He's whisked away to a remote island with over 400 other competitors where, in order to win, they have to survive 6 different children's games. Some of them are pass-fail challenges like red light, green light, where failure results in execution. Others are player versus player games like tug of war, where the losing team falls to their death. As for why you'd possibly want to risk your life in a game like this, well, each death adds 100 million won to the prize pool. 100 million won. Can you believe that? Now all of you are scrambling to Google for that conversion rate. Don't worry, I did it too when I was watching the show. And so did everyone else based on the Google Trend search results for won to US dollar conversion. It actually amounts to about $84,000 per death. Considering that there are 456 contestants, you're talking about a potential prize pool of $38 million. But be warned, once you start playing, you're not allowed to stop playing. And those who do refuse to play have to worry about clause number 2.
Consent form clause 2. A player who refuses to play will be eliminated.
When they say elimination, they mean a bullet in your head intersecting in an unpleasant way. The only way out once the games have started is
consent form clause 3. If all of the players agree to stop playing, the games are allowed to end.
That's actually a mistranslation, by the way. It's if the majority of players vote to end the game. That's why subs are always better than dubs. So anyway, with the rules laid out, let's get to the strategy. Like I mentioned before, the players don't know what games they're going to be playing until they get to the Death Island. If they're observant, they can piece together clues based on the wall decorations around them, but still, it's not going to give them much time to prepare or practice. And so that's what we're going to
do. That's all for the say too, because the walls tells it all. I haven't picked up and haven't really look at the walls and so like it's right there on the fucking wall. The game is on the fucking wall. Watch this video.
Assume today that we've just signed up and have no idea what's in store for us.
I would never say my last word for no damn games. Hell no, it's not that serious.
First, we shouldn't assume that just because people are dying that this is a death game, because it's not.
It's not.
States
everyone here will participate in 6 different games. Those who win all 6 games will receive a handsome cash prize.
If you survive, you win. And sure, well, each death boosts the pot. It's not like a battle royale or Hunger Games scenario where there can only be one left standing. Here, there can be more than one winner, and that's important. It means that the survival of one person, or even
I couldn't stand his ass. Number 101. Oh, he pissed me off.
Personal survival, which then opens up the question: should you be sabotaging your fellow players in order to boost the prize pot and advance yourself? This is a dilemma that actually pops up repeatedly throughout the series. In the second game, Song figures out the game before anyone else does, punching a shape out of a fragile honeycomb candy. Knowing this, he immediately chooses the easiest shape and then encourages the other players on his team to split up, getting them to take.
Oh, he was another one too, but he played that game smart though. He played it smart. He got my boy what's his name? He got my boy killed, bro. He played that shit well though. He did. In my opinion, I'd say, what's his name? Saul, the second main character. He was his man, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I would do the same thing too. Cause I'm not gonna protect somebody else before me. You know what I'm saying? Hell no. That's the video.
Shapes that are much more difficult and much more likely to lead to their elimination.
The umbrella
there's all kinds of moral and ethical reasons why you shouldn't intentionally try to kill other people, but what Songwoo does here in Game 2 is one of the stupidest moves that we see anyone make across the entire series. The people he chooses to sabotage are people that have agreed to team up with him. The players who, in the event of a fight, are more likely to have his back as opposed to, say, planting a knife between his shoulder blades. Oh wait, that's exactly what we see happen. They come to his rescue the following night when everyone everyone tries killing each other. But teaming up isn't just about keeping people in your personal alliance safe. Keeping more players in the game for longer
that was my boy right there.
For other people to help you survive. Again, take that honeycomb game as the example. In it, players are given a needle to punch out their shape, which is fine for easy shapes like a triangle, but not very effective for the more fragile shapes like the umbrella or star. However, one person in the group, out of desperation, comes up with a completely out-of-the-box strategy, ignoring the needle entirely and licking the candy so the shape can pop out. This, in turn, saves multiple other contestants who copy the strategy. People who otherwise would have been eliminated just like the rest. That's why it's stupid when the players try to kill each other between games 2 and 3, because these are men whose lives were saved by the person that they're now attempting to eliminate. You know what they say? 2 heads are better than 1, so 50 heads should be even better, and 400 heads is even better than that. It's why the internet hive mind is so good at solving puzzles. Everyone brings their own experiences and expertise to the table. So let's just say that you were, I don't know, faced with a challenge that involves jumping across panels of glass.
So you gotta pick which one's the correct one. If it's not,
safe to stand on. Well,
I'm up for a
it would be
break.
really helpful if the group had someone who is a glass expert that could tell the difference between tempered and untempered glass. Oh wait, that's exactly what happens. Except instead of sharing his knowledge, the glass expert hides this fact until the end, after practically all the other players have died. This is stupid, not just from a statistical angle, but also from a strategic one, considering that most of the games are timed. Everyone else, realizing that they're just blindly guessing on a coin flip that could cost them their life, wastes time. Every second that you're hiding your knowledge is a second that the group isn't making progress. As a result, our glass maker, despite having the knowledge that should have kept him alive...
I ain't gonna lie. I think everybody, if it wasn't for him, him right here, all the else would have died if it wasn't his fault. It wasn't for him to see the difference between the glass. Everybody would have survived. You know what I'm saying? But he was taking all day, so they pushed his ass off the damn thing. Like, shit, I'm out for kill. I'm out for the hell no. Hell no. So you gotta do what you gotta do. Get back to the video.
Through this challenge, ultimately dies because he runs out of time. Had he shared it from the get-go, mostly everyone could have survived what was one of the most disastrous and difficult challenges of the batch. Also, can I just digress here for a minute? This one bothered me. I just didn't really like this challenge. I get that it was a cool visual and interesting concept, but the challenge just didn't work for me. It didn't seem to be based on a playground game like all the others. The game makers cheat by turning off the lights midway through, which directly counteracts their whole everyone has a fair chance motto. The whole putting people into a specific order felt unfair, and then the way they conclude it with a giant explosive finale puts everyone's lives at risk. It was just good spectacle, but also something that felt kind of cheap. All right, Ranto.
Yeah, that game was kind of, I would have died that game too, I'm not gonna lie. I would love being in the Squid Game.
Of course, there is the elephant in the room. Every player who dies adds more money to the prize box, but that's the wrong way to think about it. Let's assume that, like we see in the show, there are 6 rounds, and that there will be at least 3 games that require 50% of the players to be eliminated. This would be games like Tug of War and Marbles, where some amount of death is guaranteed. That means that your portion of the prize pot is already going to be sitting at a hefty 800 million won, $668,000 US, even before any additional deaths from the other games. If you're someone like Guion, who has loan sharks to pay off, a family member's surgery to pay for, and an ex-spouse to fight in court, that amount should cover everything while still leaving you with enough to make a down payment on a new house. There's also an economic principle called the law of diminishing utility, which states that if someone is down on their luck, having an extra $80,000 is a huge, massive deal. If you're Guion, that money has a lot of use. If you're already standing to win over $600,000, another $80K on top is certainly nice, but no longer is the life-changing sum of money that it once was. Once your basic needs are met, as income increases, you gain a correspondingly smaller...
I'm not gonna lie, every time, look, people's not smart with their money, bro. When people get lots of money, they don't know what to spend it on. Think smart with your shit. Invest in shit before you can make more money. Like, people that's splurge all their money away. I'm like, y'all some dumb motherfuckers. Boy, y'all dumb. This video, people, oh man, ooh, what's this video?
smaller increase in your life
I put
satisfaction.
that shit on materialistic
a
things.
slightly nicer car, a slightly nicer house. Therefore, it's not something that's worth risking your life over. This is surprisingly a topic that the last episode focuses on, though for spoiler reasons, I'm not going to play the clip. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that any winner of the Squid Games shouldn't have that money, but what I am saying is that there's a tipping point where each additional dollar earned is less and less worth risking your own life to achieve. And by just playing the game with survival as your first priority, you wind up with plenty of money to change your situation while also minimizing your risk of losing that life, so, you know, you can go on and spend it. Obviously, there's going to be rounds where you're forced to fight for your life and eliminate other players, but if you don't have to kill people, then don't. Never thought that's a sentence I'd have to say, but here we are. But there is one big concern that you have to be aware of. Clause number 3. At any point, the players can vote on whether or not to end the game. If the majority of players want out, that causes the game to end, not just for them, but for
when I found out about him, but number one, I don't want to say it, I don't want to spoil it. Oh, I want to say it so bad, but I don't want to spoil it about number one. Why? No, it's about him. He's number one for a reason, bro. He's number one for a reason. About the video.
Everyone. In order for you to walk home with your money, you have to complete 6 games. But people will probably vote to escape the games if they're put into a position where they're almost certainly gonna die. So, with that in mind, let's go back to the glass bridge. Unless you have outside knowledge of what tempered and untempered glass looks like, the game is generally decided by random coin flips. And by coin flips, I mean the first few people in line coming down with a mild case of death for the good of the group. In the challenge, there are 18 sets of panels. Worst case scenario, you have 18 deaths. The best case scenario is 0 deaths with the person in front correctly guessing every time, but fat chance there. As player number 3 correctly estimates when he's 3 panels in,
probability that I'll get everything ready. Hey, you got this! 1 in 32,768.
Overall, if you're first in line, you have a 1 in 262,144 chance of survival.
That's why you never be in the fucking front. I'd rather be in the motherfucking back. I'd rather be in the back. If you doing, man, what? Please, but they give you a risk down too, cause the people you gotta wait for the people that's in front of you to do some shit, bro. If they run out of time, then we all fucking die. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a win. It's a win-lose situation being in the back too. But I'd rather be in the back than the front. That's the video.
The average here is 9 deaths, with the probability distribution curve basically looking like a bell curve, which you can see using any binomial visualization tool. You have one of those handy, right? Using that probability chart, we can see that the first 6 people in line are basically screwed, having less than a 5% chance to survive, while the people going 13th and later have a 95% or better chance to survive. But even if you're trapped in the game with no calculator, it doesn't take a whole lot of brain power to determine that you do not want to be one of the first 9 people to play. So you, as a smart player, hopefully chose not to be one of the first few people in line, but even if you're feeling good about your odds of survival, remember that for you to actually make it across the bridge, you need the game to happen. Let's say that the game has been reduced to 13 players, and you're lucky enough to be 13th in line. That's good news for you. You have 95% odds to survive. However, you probably won't make it across the bridge for the simple reason that there are good odds that the first 7 people in line are gonna nope the heck out of there, going with a majority vote to end the game, meaning that even though you had the ideal position and would have won, you get nothing. Good day, sir. And you see, this is exactly what could have happened in the show. 16 players remaining, knowing that the first 9 were likely to die, they could have voted to end the game right then and there, and because they were in the majority, clause number 3 would have been enacted. Game over. Now let's take the alternate scenario. Let's assume knowledge was shared and everyone's cooperating. At this point, there would have been 2 50% elimination games, tug of war and marbles. In the best case scenario, 456 players would have been reduced to 114. By the time you get to the bridge, even if every single one of those first 18 people in line got cold feet, they wouldn't have enough votes to end the game. And instead of most of them being wiped out, we'd expect an average of 9 of those players, or 8% of the 114-player group, to get eliminated. 92% of players surviving to get past this game, pretty darn good odds. In short, your chances of survival increase the more people are around you to take the blows. So now that we've spent a lot of time talking about what not to do, what can you do to increase your odds of surviving in Squid Game? Apart, of course, from playing nice with your fellow competitors.
He was a nice one. I like him.
Don't panic. Red light, green light is an easy
He got my boy
game, and
killed.
the timer was very generous as long as you stay calm and you use your time wisely.
Right.
Also, just like with the 3 clauses, make sure that you're paying attention.
I'm not gonna lie, if everybody would never fucking panic in the first one, in real life, a lot of people would have survived. When they see everybody start getting killed, that's when they got to shooting every fucking well, you know what I'm saying? Got to going crazy, bro. A lot of people would have survived and they was never fucking panic and start tripping and shit. What's this video?
Into the game's rules. For instance, we see Songwoo cheat at marbles by misdirecting his...
This episode pissed me off, bro. He made me so mad, bro. Songwoo did my boy, what's his name? He did him so wrong. He's Snake Town. Get that man Pebbles. Oop, my bad. Oop. 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 And look, and it's a life lesson. Don't trust everybody. I don't give a fuck. Don't trust everybody. No. Especially in a game like this. Hell no. I don't want to trust no motherfucking body. Hell no. What's this video?
Partner, but his method for collecting 20 marbles doesn't actually involve breaking any of the rules that are established by the game master.
The player who manages to take all 10 marbles from their partner wins.
Repeatedly throughout the series, we see players presented with an obvious solution, like the needle in the honeycomb game, and they just assume that because this is the default or recommended way to play the game, it must therefore be the only
She was
way
my
to play
girl
the
too.
game. But rarely is that the case. You can lie to your partner and take his marbles. You can lick your candy until the sugar melts. The problem everyone falls into is that they assume certain rules are there when in fact they're not. In the Glass Bridge episode, we see that Gion was able to take a single marble as a keepsake with him, which ended up being relevant in that very game. A second, third, or 20 more marbles could have come in real handy with that one. Also with that Glass Bridge, the rules just state that you have to jump from panel to panel.
That's why you gotta keep things, boy. You never know.
Is
Shit.
the tile made of the stronger tempered glass, and only step on those across the 18 pairs of tiles.
But nothing said that you had to land on the middle of each panel. Landing with your feet on the supporting bars holding up the glass is going to reduce the weight on that glass, ultimately helping resist the breakage. Is it breaking the rules? I don't know. Honestly,
that's smart.
I think so. But here's
Smart.
the thing, you know that you're going to die if you choose wrong, so why not try pushing the edges of the rules just a little bit when there's nothing else to lose? By taking a moment to think about the actual hard rules of the game and not automatically dismissing unconventional solutions by assuming that anything else isn't allowed, you might actually be able to find the loophole that allows you to survive. Lastly, use your surroundings. Not only are the walls giving you clues, but your clothes, the bed, the springs, and the mattresses, all of it could potentially prove useful. Were you given a glass bottle yesterday as a part of your meal? Instead of breaking it to try and shake your opponent, why not bring it with you to your next game? Tug of war. Throw it onto your opponent's platform to throw them off balance, or put glass under their feet.
That'd be smart, though. That would be smart.
So neither side loses. Another thing that I want to get off my chest, this is just a terrible idea.
I think that doll senses when you move around.
That person in front of you is going to stop at times that you don't expect or anticipate. If they get shot, that bullet might go through them and pierce you, or their dead body might knock into you. And instead of focusing on the game itself, you're going to be focused on another person as you run down that field, which is not where your attention needs to be.
Man, for real, for real. Hell no, I want to be behind no motherfucking body. That's the master. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's yeah. He got a point with that, because if he made a fucking point. Like, never be behind nobody in the fucking game. I don't care how scared you get, bro. I feel a lot of people was scared. You know what I'm saying? They were scared because they think they was gonna move, and man. Let's watch this video.
In short, your number one strategy to surviving the Squid Game should be to ignore Sungwoo.
I think you're at a disadvantage if we just choose one.
Ignore his
for being the
ass.
smartest person in the room.
He
all
was.
ideas are dumb.
He was the smartest in the room. He
Anyway, if you
was.
happen to meet a well-dressed man in a train station who invites you to throw squares of paper at each other, now you know what to do, and that's to say no. Because unless your desire to win more than $500,000 is greater than your desire to
That's
have
not
more than
worth your
12%
life,
chance
though.
of surviving
Hell
the
no.
next week of your life, it's not going to be worth it.
It's not.
But hey, that's just a theory. A film theory. And here's a game for you. Press that subscribe button as fast as
I
you
like
can.
this.
See how many times you can press it before this video ends. Maybe you'll end up subscribed to this channel. Maybe you won't. We'll find out together.
Subscribe to my channel
Weirdest
if you like
thing
this
is
video.
unsub and resub into a
Or you
video
like
of
me.
all time. YouTube analytics is gonna be so mad at me.
I'm
for this.
fucking dead, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that game, you gotta be smart, bro. You gotta be smart, yeah. Ignore what he said. Ignore Saul, cause he was the biggest snake of that TV show, of that series, man. But yeah, man, I wanted to say a lot, but I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't watched it yet. You know what I'm saying? I recommend you guys to watch it, bro. Cause if you got your mind open, if you read the open mind about shit, you will see a lot. It got a lot of deep messages into it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, if you like the video, give a thumbs up. If you don't, give a thumbs down. I don't know why. I really don't care if this is too. You know what I'm saying? Also, comment down below on what you guys want to see next. And I'll see you guys in this video. Love y'all. Peace out.